Welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving into an important topic for senior health: common mistakes that can make eggs harmful to your health. You know I believe in a healthy lifestyle, and part of that is giving your body the right fuel. Eggs can be a great source of protein and nutrients, but only if you're careful. We're going to crack the code on some common egg mistakes that might be putting your health at risk. Stick around, because we're going to make sure you're making the healthiest choices for you. Alright, let's talk about eggs. You bring them home from the store and then what? You might be tempted to toss them on the counter or in the door of your fridge, but hold on. Proper egg storage is crucial. Those cartons of eggs? They're designed to stay at a consistent, cool temperature. Think of it like this. Eggs are like your favorite sweater. They need to be treated with care. The ideal place for your eggs is on a shelf in the main compartment of your refrigerator, not the door. Why? Well, every time you open that fridge door, the temperature fluctuates and your eggs are along for the ride. Those temperature swings can cause condensation to form on the eggshells, and that, my friends, is an open invitation for bacteria to multiply. Not exactly what we want in our omelets, right? So remember, keep those eggs chilled on a shelf in your fridge and you'll be good to go. Trust me, your body will thank you for it. Now let's talk about cooking those eggs. Eggs are a staple in many diets around the world, cherished for their versatility and nutritional value. Whether you're whipping up a quick breakfast or crafting a gourmet dish, eggs often play a central role. But there's a fine line between perfectly cooked eggs and overcooked ones, and crossing that line can have some undesirable consequences. We all have our preferences, right? Some like them scrambled, some like them fried, and each method brings out different textures and flavors. Scrambled eggs can be creamy and soft, while fried eggs can have crispy edges and a runny yolk, and some like them poached. Poached eggs are often seen as a delicacy, with their silky whites and gooey centers. They can elevate a simple dish to something truly special. But no matter how you like your eggs, one thing's for sure: overcooking them is a big no-no. Overcooked eggs can become rubbery and dry, losing that delightful texture we all love. You see, when you cook eggs for too long at high heat, you're not just changing their texture, you're actually altering their chemical composition. The proteins in the eggs coagulate too much, leading to a tough and unappetizing result. Overcooking can oxidize the cholesterol in eggs, and that oxidized cholesterol, it's not something you want in your diet. Oxidized cholesterol has been linked to various health issues, including inflammation and arterial plaque buildup. Well, it's not doing your body any favors. Consuming oxidized cholesterol regularly can contribute to long-term health problems, making it crucial to cook your eggs properly. In fact, some studies suggest that it might even be linked to an increased risk of heart disease. Heart disease is a leading cause of death worldwide, and diet plays a significant role in its prevention and management. And let's not forget about the nutrients. Eggs are a powerhouse of nutrition, packed with high-quality protein, vitamins, and minerals. They contain essential nutrients like vitamin D, B vitamins, and selenium. Eggs are packed with vitamins and minerals, but overcooking can destroy some of those precious nutrients, leaving you with a less nutritious meal. For instance, heat-sensitive vitamins like B12 can degrade when exposed to high temperatures for too long. So, how can you tell if your eggs are overcooked? Look for rubbery whites, dry yolks, and a greenish ring around the yolk. These are clear indicators that the eggs have been cooked for too long. Look for rubbery whites, dry yolks, and a greenish ring around the yolk. The greenish ring is a result of sulfur and iron compounds reacting at high temperatures, and it's a sign that the egg has been overcooked. Those are all telltale signs that you've gone a bit overboard. Overcooked eggs not only lose their appealing texture but also their flavor, making them less enjoyable to eat. Remember, low and slow is the way to go when it comes to cooking eggs. Cooking them gently at a lower temperature helps preserve their texture, flavor, and nutritional value. Keep the heat low, cook them gently, and enjoy those perfectly cooked, nutrient-rich eggs. By taking your time and paying attention to the cooking process, you can ensure that your eggs are always a delicious and healthy addition to your meals. We've talked about overcooked eggs, but what about the other end of the spectrum? Raw or undercooked eggs might seem tempting. Think of runny yolks and homemade mayonnaise, but they come with their own set of risks. The main culprit here is a bacteria called Salmonella. Salmonella can live inside eggs, and if you consume raw or undercooked eggs that are contaminated, well, let's just say you're in for a very unpleasant experience. We're talking about symptoms like nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, abdominal cramps, and fever. Not exactly the kind of breakfast, lunch, or dinner you want, right? Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but I love my eggs runny, and hey, I get it. But the truth is, it's just not worth the risk, especially for older adults who are more susceptible to foodborne illnesses. The good news is, you can still enjoy delicious and safe eggs by cooking them thoroughly. Make sure the whites are set and the yolks are firm, and you'll eliminate the risk of salmonella poisoning. We've all been there. You're rummaging through the fridge looking for something to eat and you stumble upon a carton of eggs. They seem like a quick and easy option, right? You open it up and you're not quite sure how long they've been in there. Sound familiar? It's a common scenario in many households. Here's the thing. Eggs don't last forever. They have a shelf life, and once that expiration date rolls around, it's time to toss them out. They have a shelf life, and once that expiration date rolls around, it's time to toss them out. Holding onto them longer can lead to some serious health risks. I know it's tempting to try to stretch their lifespan, but trust me, it's not worth the risk. You might think, oh, they look fine. But appearances can be deceiving. As eggs age, their quality deteriorates. The air pocket inside the egg gets larger, the yolk becomes thinner, and the white becomes more watery. These changes affect not just the texture and taste, but also the safety of the eggs. The air pocket inside the egg gets larger, the yolk becomes thinner, and the white becomes more watery. This means that even if the egg looks okay from the outside, the inside tells a different story. And while those changes might not sound too appetizing, they're not the main concern. The real danger of eating expired eggs is the potential for bacterial growth. Bacteria like Salmonella can thrive in old eggs, leading to foodborne illnesses that can be quite severe. As eggs age, the risk of Salmonella contamination increases, and that's a risk you don't want to take. Symptoms of Salmonella infection include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and abdominal cramps. In severe cases, it can even lead to hospitalization. So, how can you tell if your eggs are past their prime? There are a few simple methods you can use to check the freshness of your eggs. First, check the expiration date on the carton. This is the easiest and most straightforward method. If it's past the date, it's time to say goodbye. Don't take any chances with expired eggs. You can also try the float test. This is a simple and effective way to check the freshness of your eggs. Fill a bowl with cold water and gently place the egg in the water. If it sinks to the bottom and lays flat on its side, it's fresh. If it sinks to the bottom and lays flat on its side, it's fresh. This means the air pocket inside the egg is still small, indicating that the egg is still good to eat. If it stands up on one end or floats to the surface, it's old and should be discarded. This happens because the air pocket inside the egg has grown larger, making the egg buoyant. Another method is to crack the egg open and examine its contents. Fresh eggs will have a firm yolk and thick egg white, while older eggs will have a runny yolk and watery egg white. Remember, it's always better to be safe than sorry. When in doubt, throw it out. Your health is far more important than a few eggs. By following these simple tips, you can ensure that the eggs you eat are fresh and safe. Enjoy your meals with peace of mind, knowing that you're taking the right steps to protect your health. Let's talk about making your eggs even healthier. Eggs are a staple in many diets around the world, and for good reason. They're versatile, easy to cook, and packed with essential nutrients. But did you know that the way you prepare your eggs can significantly impact their health benefits? Today we're diving into some common additives that can turn your nutritious eggs into a less healthy meal, and we'll explore some healthier alternatives. Eggs themselves are nutritional powerhouses, but it's easy to sabotage their goodness with unhealthy additives. First up, salt. Salt is a common seasoning that many of us reach for without even thinking. It enhances the flavor of our food, making it more enjoyable to eat. However, there's a downside to this seemingly harmless habit. Yes, a pinch of salt can enhance the flavor of your eggs, but too much sodium can raise your blood pressure, which is especially important to watch as we get older. High blood pressure is a risk factor for heart disease and stroke, two of the leading causes of death worldwide. Reducing your salt intake can help lower your blood pressure and improve your heart health. Instead of reaching for the salt shaker, try experimenting with other seasonings like black pepper, garlic powder, or onion powder. These alternatives can add a burst of flavor to your eggs without the negative health effects associated with excessive salt consumption. You might be surprised at how delicious your eggs can be with a little creativity in the seasoning department. Next, let's talk about fat. Fat is an essential nutrient that our bodies need to function properly. It provides energy, supports cell growth, and helps protect our organs. However, not all fats are created equal. While eggs themselves contain fat, it's important to choose healthy fats when cooking them. Healthy fats, such as those found in olive oil and avocado oil, can help reduce bad cholesterol levels and lower your risk of heart disease. These oils are also rich in antioxidants, which can help protect your cells from damage. Avoid cooking your eggs in butter or margarine, which are high in saturated fat. Saturated fats can raise your bad cholesterol levels, increasing your risk of heart disease and stroke. They can also contribute to weight gain, which is a risk factor for many chronic diseases. Instead, opt for heart-healthy options like olive oil or avocado oil. These oils not only provide healthy fats but also add a delicious flavor to your eggs. Plus, they're versatile and can be used in a variety of cooking methods from frying to baking. And finally, be mindful of what you're adding to your eggs. The ingredients you choose can make a big difference in the nutritional value of your meal. While it might be tempting to add rich, flavorful ingredients, it's important to consider their impact on your health. Cheese, bacon, and sausage might be tasty additions, but they're also high in saturated fat and sodium. These ingredients can contribute to high cholesterol and high blood pressure, increasing your risk of heart disease and other health problems. If you love these flavors, try using them sparingly, or look for lower fat, lower sodium alternatives. If you're looking for healthier options, try adding veggies like spinach, mushrooms, or tomatoes. These vegetables are not only low in calories but also packed with vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. They can add a burst of color and flavor to your eggs, making your meal more nutritious and satisfying. Remember, making small changes to the way you prepare your eggs can make a big difference in your overall health. By choosing healthier seasonings, fats, and ingredients, you can enjoy delicious, nutritious eggs that support your well-being. So, ditch the unhealthy additives and embrace the natural goodness of eggs. With a few simple tweaks, you can turn your everyday eggs into a powerhouse of nutrition that fuels your body and delights your taste buds. Happy cooking! Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your loved ones. Stay healthy and see you next time.